Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We are back and we're doing a best of one Zendikar Rising draft. Alright, draft is fired. So Myriad Construct is a good card. 4 mana 4/4 or a 7 mana. Well, I guess if they had non-basics, they would. They have spell lands, so it's possible. But 4 mana 4/4 certainly good. Otherwise we have Surefoot and Infiltrator. I really like this card a lot. You can make it unblockable, and then you draw a card whenever it deals damage to an opponent. I mean, it's a 4 mana 2/3, but that card is really strong too. Thwart the Grave is a pretty insane res spell. You basically can get 2 creatures. You just, yeah. Great party spell. There's actually a lot of good cards in here. It might still be worth our time to just take the Construct because it's a 4 mana 4/4, which is never going to be bad. And it leaves us completely open. But I think Infiltrator or Thwart the Grave here would both be good as well. Otherwise, Synchronized Spellcraft removal for the party deck. Cleric card with the Celebrant. But I'm okay with that. Alright, follow-up pick. So we have Windrider Wizard. Lets you loot whenever you do instant sorcery or wizard. So it's for the wizard deck. Sejiri Shelter, just awesome spell land. Spoils of Adventure. Party card lets you draw and gain life, which is good. Angel Heart Protector, just a random cleric. Bubble Snare, Kicker removal. We do already have a Kicker card, so we could look for Kicker synergies. Cleansing Wildfire, not really what we're looking for. Skulker's a rogue card. Vanquish, random removal. Sneaking Guide, rogue card. Might of Marasa. Pump Kicker. What do I like the most? I mean, I like Bubble Snare, and it does kind of go with our first pick. Sejiri Shelter is just a great... I feel like when in doubt, you just go with the land spell. This card is really, really nice because a protection spell is good, and just having an extra land is good too, so I'm going to take it. Nothing else in there was really standing out to me as like exceptionally good. Alright, so Solemnity Vision. You can find your spells. Otherwise, it's a land. Basswood Surge. I really like this card a lot. It's Kicker, but lets you ramp, lets you fix, and then can potentially mid to late game completely pump your team. So I really like this card a lot. I think Basswood Surge is good. Otherwise, we have Kicker Enabler with the Risen Riptide. We've got Rabid Bite, which is good removal. I think I still like Surge more. I think the upside on this is big. Mind Drain, good for rogues. Adds to their graveyard, gets cards out of their hand. I guess Sizzling Barrage is a big miss in this format, which is why I can end up last pick. I haven't even played with it. I think I played against it once, and I don't know, it did its job, but apparently it's not very good. It's also Solemnity Vision, like I said, the spell land. But I'm going to go with Basswood Surge. I really like cards like this typically. This reminds me of another card that pumps your whole team that was in green similarly, but here we probably just take Moss Pit Skeleton. This card is really strong for the counters deck. 2 mana 2/2 or 5 mana 5/5, and comes back when you're putting counters on creatures. I really like that. Mind Carver, I haven't played with this yet. This is more for the rogues deck, but it seems like a good rogues card. Diviner, good wizard. Practice Tactics, party card. Otherwise, we have some more counter stuff. But this is more of a party counter card. This one seems a little bit more narrow. Broken Wings, good sideboard card. Canopy Baloth, the landfall. We'll take Moss Pit Skeleton. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, well, Ghastly Gloom Hunter, another counter card. Good, well, I was going to say good early, good late, but mostly just good late, which is fine. There's also some good blue cards in here. The Stalker, good party card that gets unblockable. The Royal Mage, get instants and sorceries back. Duelist, I really like this card a lot. It's almost like a, I don't know. I think this could have been uncommon, honestly. It really is like a lot of abilities tied into 1 mana. Flash, I mean, it really is like, what is it? It's almost like 4 things tied into 1. Because you get a 1/1 that's Flash, make something weaker, and mill, and it can block whatever you just made weaker. I'm okay with the Gloom Hunter here. Stick with the counters theme. It really goes well with this Moss Pit skeleton. Alright, some options here. I'm thinking I'm just going to take this off consumption because it's like a free card in the deck. There is Subtle Strike, which works well with the counter plan we want to do. But this, like I said, just you can put it right in the deck, and then sometimes you can just win the game off of it. A land that can just win you the game. I like that. No other counter cards in here besides the Subtle Strike. And we've got a party card here with the Colossus, more landfall. Warrior with kicker, Molten Blast, just random removal. The core Celebrants I think are actually really good for the cleric decks, but alright, Reclaim the Waste is kicker, Drawn a Silencer, more of a party card. Probably just an easy Sentinel, I would say. We're gonna likely find cards that put on +1/+1 counters, so I think the Sentinel makes sense. It kind of helps that Myriad Construct, if you get kicker, can get some +1/+1 counters too. Randomly, if you have spare mana. Otherwise, yeah, Reclaim the Waste can fix. Base Camp. For party decks. But yeah, we'll take the Sentinel. I like it. Plays well. Alright, Gnarlid Colony. It's right in line with what we want to do. I like these cards that work well for 2 archetypes, like kicker and counters. This is just going to be great for us because a lot of our dudes are going to have counters on them. So let's take the colony here. It's an Archon of Emeria, which is not bad actually. I mean, it limits how many spells you can play too, which is important to note. But let's take the colony. It's just an easy colony there, I think. So Synchronized Spellcraft. I mean, we don't really have any class cards, party cards rather, so this would just be a splash, instant speed, 4 damage to a creature, which doesn't seem worth it. We could just cut black or cut green. We're not really going to be gaining life, so it probably makes more sense to take the adventure weights that we're likely not playing, but we want to be in these colors. We've got some good payoffs for these colors now. So we don't need any of these, and we want people to go in these colors, so I think I'm just going to take the weakest card here, which is probably just the Cleansing Wildfire, and let people go into blue and white and red. Alright, we'll take the black card here that we don't want to play. Could take the Dreadworm, it's playable. Otherwise, Cliffhaven Kite Sail lets us fly over top, which might be valuable. I think I'll take it. I just don't think that the Dreadworm likely makes the deck. We're looking for counter synergies, so we're going to give somebody the Royal Mage. The fact that that's last pick, I hope puts them in those colors, because I think we're a little too far along to switch out now. So it's Feed the Swarm versus Deadly Alliance. Deadly Alliance is a better card, but not for us. There is also a Gnarlid Colony. Some good cards in here in blue again. I mean, if I had gotten any indication within the first... If I had gone any direction that wanted to go blue in the first, like, 5 picks, I probably would have just swapped into blue. But I actually really like the counter cards we already have, and I'd like to pursue those. So it's kind of a tough spot, because blue is clearly open at the end of pack 1. So yeah, removal versus Gnarlid Colony. Hopefully we wield a Gnarlid Colony. We'll see. I mean, it kind of feels like we're getting cut off, but we'll see if we can get some stuff early here out of pack 2. So Hornbeetle is going to be big payoff. We're just going to hopefully spit out a bunch of things with counters and then just spit out a bunch of 1/1s. Otherwise, Hogger Constrictor rather, would be very nice. Fits well with what we're trying to do. And Scale the Heights, I guess I would play too. More for a landfall deck, but puts counters, draw cards, gain life. It's got a lot of stuff wrapped into it. Be nice to get the Constrictor back. See if that happens. So Strong blue card. Here we might just take the Kazul's Fury. It's a spell land. We might find something that lets us splash it. I mean, we already have Basswood Surge, so there's a chance. Otherwise, it's Canopy Baloth, which is fine, but I'd like to stick to the counters theme if possible. Alright, Thwart the Grave is going to be quite good. The problem with Thwart the Grave for our deck, unfortunately, is we don't have any class cards. So this is probably one of the few times where you're in black and you can't make it work. But we get a Constrictor out of the deal, which is really good because it's basically going to give all of our creatures menace. So I am cool with that. Otherwise, I'm going to take it over the Blightblade, despite the Blightblade being a good card. So we can take another Zaf Consumption, which I'm fine with. But we can take the Pack Beast now. And actually, the reason I want to take the Pack Beast is it lets us splash for Shelter and Fury. And it's just a random 2-drop. Unfortunately, we don't get to take advantage of the fact that it's every class. But I still like having extra ways to cast spell lands. I think it's valuable. Alright, we can take Scale the Heights here. It's technically on theme with what we're doing. Good white cards in here. Binding. Allied Assault for the party deck. I like this Fearless Fledgling a lot. It's kind of just an insane card for 2 mana. And then more Core Celebrants, but we'll take the Scale the Heights, I guess. Get the counter synergies when they come up. So Oblivion's Hunger does have counter synergies. Taunting Arbor Mage I feel like can just win the game though. It's one of those cards that can just win the game. You cast it for 6 on one of your small creatures and then all your big ones can get in. Otherwise I would like the Hunger too. I think that would be good for us. Alright, we can take Subtle Strike now. Or we can take another Pack Beast. So currently just Kazul's Fury and Sajiri's Shelter. Both are totally worthy splash cards in my mind though. Instant speed, throw my creature in response to your removal. I'm going to take the Pack Beast. I like Subtle Strike, but now I feel like we can reasonably play basically all of this stuff. Base Camp. Spoils of Adventure, Royal Eruption, just a bunch of stuff I want to play. We'll take the Royal Eruption. I mean, we can splash this off Pack Beast now too, I guess. Alright, got the Constrictor back. That's nice. I think Stomper's a good card too, but gets back spell lands. But I'd rather go with the Constrictor plan here. I don't think we want to play the first Adventure Waits, but I'm going to cut the second one too. We're just going to pass all these awesome white cards. Yep. So blue and white is apparently open, but not our colors. Alright, Basswood Fortification is a good card. And it's essentially a free spell land for our deck, which is nice. Interesting. Can take the Scythe Cat. It's landfall, but it also just gets bigger and gets counters. I kind of want the Fortification though. It's a free spell for our deck. It's also doubles the land, and it's kind of synergistically good with what we're trying to do. So I'm going to take it over the Scythe Cat here. Alright, Balaged Recovery. It's more like free spells for the deck. There's another colony. How many creatures do we have? 11. I suppose we need some more creatures. So maybe I take the Gnarlid Colony over the Sentinel. Alright. We need some more creatures, so I guess I'll take the colony. I want the Balaged Recovery, to be honest, but I think since we're on the last pack, we need to fill out our +1/+1 counter cards here. I think we can play a lot of lands in here, though, because we have so many land spells. Another Iridescent Hornbeetle is actually kind of nice. Ideally, and this Horn Beetle is actually going to be really good if we can get this Vastwood Surge online, because then you just spit out a bunch of 1/1s and turn them into 3/3s. So that is good. And we're probably going to play like 20 lands or something crazy like that with our land spells. So this is an actual miss. We can take the Reclaim the Waste, but we probably just take Deadly Alliance, which unfortunately is just not good for us. I guess it's potentially 4 mana with the Pack Beast, so that's going to have to be good enough. But, okay. Spring Mantle Cleric has a chance to be huge in our deck, so I'm going to take it. And this is too hard to splash, so I don't think we're going to do that one. And it's also a Cleric, so something to make our alliance a little bit cheaper. Alright, so we can take Subtle Strike. What's the Shadow Cat do? Sacrifice a creature, put a counter on it. Whenever a creature you control the counter on dies, draw a card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we want the Shadow Cat. That is like precisely what our deck's looking for. So Hunger is doing what we want. We have 15 creatures now. Are there any creatures we want to upgrade? I mean, the Mucklord is technically fitting in with what we want to do too. But I like that the Hunger protects and possibly draws us a card. I'm going to take it. I don't think we have a lot of removal in here anyway. Basically just to feed the Swarm and a Deadly Alliance. So having a little more protection can't hurt, I don't think. So this is an actual miss. So we probably... Are we going to play Nissa's Zendikar? No. Guess we'll take a Binding. It's probably the best card. So Skitter Sneak, not what we're looking for. Blood Price. I don't think it's going to make the deck, but we are playing a lot of lands. I'll consider it. Alright, Blade we'll play. Doesn't have counters, but it's a great card. Broken Wings. I mean, technically you could main deck this. I don't think we are, but we'll take it. Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure white and blue are open. So, I actually like what we got. I'm going to take all the lands out for now. We're going to see how many spell lands we got. I think we got 4. So 4 lands, 4 spell lands rather. And we have space, so 13. And like I said, I think we want to do like maybe 19 lands is fine with our spell lands. So what do we want to ditch? I mean, Kite Sail feels like an easy card to cut. I'm going to keep the Royal Eruption. It just makes sense when you have 2 Pack Beasts and a Kazul's Fury. So we'll cut the Kite Sail. And then we're up to 18 lands. It might be Scale the Heights. How many +1/+1 counter synergy cards do we have? We have 1... Or maybe we just count how many cards give +1/+1 counters or enter with +1/+1 counters. Not how many actual synergy cards, because Hunger doesn't give +1/+1 counters. So we've got the Gloom Hunter. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, yeah, it does. 10, 11 technically. These don't give counters, but they synergize well with it. 13. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of +1/+1 counter synergies in here, which is good. I'm kind of feeling cutting the... Could be take out one of them with the Scale the Heights. This card can be a liability. And it kind of feels like we just don't need it. Otherwise, our worst creature is probably... Honestly, I like all of our creatures. I don't want to cut any of them. So we probably just cut the Scale the Heights and call her a deck and be happy. Because I think this deck is doing a lot, actually. I think it looks good. We have 19 lands, but 4 of them are spell lands. But we have enough creatures. We have some removal. I think this deck can do some stuff, and we don't even need to. We don't need to run a plains. We don't need to run a mountain. Color-wise, pretty dead even, I guess. We already have 1 green and 1 black. Do we have double green or double black? I don't think so. Technically, we could run 1 red to make the Royal Eruption, like 1 mountain to make the Royal Eruption a little easier to cast, but I think 3 red sources for Royal Eruption is fine. So, yeah, let's do, well, like I said, I have to do an even split, but I'm going to run 1 more. So do I run 1 more green or 1 more black? Maybe 1 more green because Vastwood Surge can find. I mean, Vastwood Surge is an argument to run 1 mountain. But I just don't think it's necessary. 2 Pack Beasts and a Fury. But we kind of want to cast the Fury. All right. I think just because I'm uneven, I'm going to run 1 mountain. And because we have the Royal Eruption. So we'll do 1 mountain. We don't need 1 for the shelter, though. I'm okay with that. And then we can run 7/7 on green and black. I like having all these full art lands. So 8 black, 8 green, 2 red, 1 white, Pack Beast to fix. It looks good. And I guess the Cleric, yeah, it's more reason to run more colors. This looks fun though. I don't think this looks bad. I think we ended up with some good synergy cards. We were even getting cut. Like blue and white were extremely open, and we still came together with a pretty nice synergistically sound deck, I would think. So I'm okay with this deck. Let's see what we can do with it. We'll see you round 1. All right, game 1. This hand is kind of problematic, but we are on the draw. We have 8 black sources. If we rip pure green, Surge can help us fix. It's a bit dangerous, but I'm going to keep. Mainly because I feel like Mossbit Skeleton is one of the strongest cards in our deck. Alright, playing against Wizards deck here. I think also because we have 19 lands, it makes hands like this more keepable, in my mind. I'm just going to get a 2/3 down. Sure. I think if I were to ask them to royal anything in my deck, I'd choose probably the Arbor Mage. We're going to have to discard, which is a bummer. So we probably discard the Skeleton because we can get it back. Yeah. Kind of surprised we're... Yeah, I was going to say, we're kind of surprised we're missing draws here. So we can do the Surge. We have to take 4. That brings me up to 6 next turn. Or I just do a Construct. I'm going to do Construct. It's a 4-mana 4/4. Since we're behind, it kind of evens us up on the board. They can play a land and tap it, but... Alright. Land there's good. fine with that trade too. Alright, that's cool. So we have Kazul's Fury now, which is also good. Let's play the land. So we have 5 lands now. Can play the Horn Beetle. Makes good use of mana. I kind of like it. And they're still a couple away from getting us with the Relic Amulet. So, alright. Alright, we'll take 5. Okay. So can Royal Eruption the Outrider, play the Constrictor. Can also play another Horn Beetle to block both their guys. Problem is the Constrictor kind of walks into this, but then we get our, you know what, this is totally worth it. We go Royal Eruption, kill the Outrider, and then we play the Constrictor, get that back on top of our deck. We get in for 3. Pass. Get a 1. Get 2 1/1s. Next, we're gonna get 3 1/1s. Could even play the Horn Beetle and set up for 6 1/1s. It's not a bad idea. Alright, we'll just block like that. Sure. Healer. Okay. So we play the second Horn Beetle. Which I think I want to. This just sets us up too good with the skeleton to not do it. And that's fairly irrelevant anyway, so. Alright. So next turn we can get 6 1/1s. Going all in. So the question is, do they have like the party pump? Because they have a wizard, a warrior, and a cleric. So yeah, I assume they have the party pump card. So I might have to block the... Because they can give them each +3/+3, so they could get in for 6. They could get in for 11. That's probably too much. I think I just block like this. Let them use their party pump card. Wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest. Okay. Well, we're gonna bust out the big guns now. And then just get a billion guys. And they've had enough. Alright. Well, that worked out well. Especially since we were mana screwed. We'll see you for game 2. Alright, game 2. We'll keep this. Probably just going to play the shelter, I imagine. Unless we rip some lands here. Well. Yeah, I suppose we can wait then. So probably do a turn 2 colony. Guess I could wait. But I think I'll just play it. I don't want to wait until 5. We've got plenty of stuff going on. No need. Another colony. So we'll probably just go shelter, get in there, and then we'll play another one. No plays. Alright, so they have the mana up to do the banneret now, which is fine. I think we'll just jam if they're not going to do anything. Feels like a fine opportunity to just jam a big cleric for a 5 mana 5/6. Now granted they could have removal, but we'll see if they do. I'm not attacking because they left up banneret mana. Alright, they didn't kill our cleric either, that's good. Alright, so the good news is it's only a 2/2. They can't use the banneret now. I'd say they're in pretty big trouble, actually. Yeah, we can get in with everything. And we even have Oblivion's Hunger to protect our dude, so I'd say they're in pretty big trouble here. That's how they're doing it? Alright. So putting a counter there, I see how they're doing it. And then we can protect our guys with Oblivion's Hunger. I'm alright with that. This has Vigilance, but I think this is fine. Constrictor too? Wow. That's pretty picture perfect. Alright, cool. Stealing games with counters. I like it. Let's see if the next one. Alright, game 3. We can keep this. Might have to end up playing the Kazul's Fury, but it's not a huge deal. It's only unfortunate because of the Pack Beast. But that's okay. We're going to need the mana, so I'm cool with it. Might even have to play this off consumption. Maybe not though. We'll see. We are gonna jam the Pack Beast though. Now our opponent thinks we're like a party deck or something. What's going to be more useful? Kazul's Fury or Zoff Consumption? Consumption drains, but this can kill things. So I don't know what I like more. They're looking at which one they want to kill more. If I were them, yeah, what would I rather kill? Probably the Blightblade. It's tough to go wrong with Death Touch. But then again, if you're not playing a creature for a while, maybe the Pack Beast is a better target. So, I mean, I'm not in a huge rush to play Fury or Consumption if I'm going to rip lands, so guess we won't jam them yet. Next turn might be a different story. No play, no land. We'll take it. Alright. Looks like there's no spell lands getting played on our horizon here. This next turn we're just going to jam a Beetle. I mean, I could Kazul's Fury and could have Kazuled Furies in response. It's not worth it. We'll just take our death and be unhappy about it. I love this card. It really doesn't feel like a common to me. They've really pushed commons to a new high, I think. All right, we'll jam the Horned Beetle here. See if we get anti-cognitioned. We do not. So they got 7 lands or 7 spells in hand, which is intimidating, to say the least. You got the Deadly Alliance, which is good. I suppose that I think we just feed to Swarm the Riptide and get in for 3. Basically because I think all the future spells they're going to play are going to be stronger anyway. So, although this doesn't make the best use of mana, I think it's what we want to do. Plus, we want to kill them with Zoff Consumption at some point, so. Alright. Finding more lands, perhaps? We're like we're basically just a counter card away from getting real nasty here. Like if we rip a Moss-Pit Skeleton or something, you can do a lot of work for us. So they're at 12. We can Kazul's Fury and deal 3 to them, taking them to 9. Yeah, you know what? It actually is worth it because the reason that this is worth it is because we have the Royal Eruption or whatever it's called. So between that and Zoff Consumption, they're actually just dead. Oh, now we rip our thing we want, huh? That's okay. Alright, they play a Gloom Hunter, which we're gonna promptly kill here. Am I supposed to be sandbagging lands now for like discard stuff? Probably, right? It has Trample too. Man, they're gonna regret that. Hopefully we don't get mind drained. We'll see if we do. Alright, well. And then we rip the Oblivion's Hunger. Guess we'll just drain them now and pass. So they're dead to Royal, unless it's not in our graveyard, is it? Please don't be. Oh, good. That's a good one. Construct, they don't have any stuff, so it's fine. No need to kick. They're going to target it? I was going to say. I can target it with Hunger too and get 4/4 or get 4 1/1s. So I could do it in an attack. And potentially kill them if they have nothing in their hand. But they have 5 open mana. We know it's 3 spells. I don't think it's worth it. I think we don't cast Hunger on this, especially since we don't even get to... I don't know, we don't even draw a card or anything out of it. Mossbit Skeleton, that's cool. So I think I do it now. We miss out on a card draw, but I get 4/4. I get 4 1/1s out of it, so I think it's worth it. Then they're at 2. So we currently have lethal. They have to play a creature to not die. Or just a removal for the skeleton. We're also just a Royal Eruption top deck away from killing our opponent. So kill 2 of our guys, scry 2, draw 2, and they get an illusion. Where's the number of cards in their hand? So we attack with skeleton. And the reason that I didn't play the colony and give it trample first is because I want to get the skeleton back when it dies. No kidding. Alright, well, if they're not even going to kill it, then I'll just play another thing. So now, I mean, given that I've got a counter card in my hand, that could have given it trample, that would have been better, but this is actually fine. Now both of our counter guys have trample. They drew a bunch of cards, so presumably they found some answers. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. So they found the answer they needed for that. And they were able to kick that, so they've got a 4-5. Yeah, we're in pretty big trouble now. They definitely found stuff to get him out of the situation they were in. What am I looking for? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. Something that gives my guys menace would be the Constrictor. I don't think that's good enough. Patch Beast, Pack Beast. Oh, I'm just looking for a Royal Eruption to win. That's right. That is right. Royal Eruption or bust. Plenty of opportunities I've had this game to draw it, but as of yet, it has not come up, so... So our opponent plays the Royal Mage to get back something insane, probably Deadly Alliance. And we're in top deck mode, but we can kill our opponent with literally just Royal Eruption, and they die. And we win. We're a Royal Eruption away from winning right now. Or a Taunting Arbor Mage. But, of course, they got the Deadly Alliance back. That's so disappointing. I don't know why it says 5 when they clearly have... It doesn't show me their price reductions. It only shows them their price reductions. I don't get it. It's kind of odd that it does that. So disappointing because we had 25 cards to find... the Royal Eruption, which would have won us this game, but we didn't get it. Tough loss. Real tough loss. Alright, we'll see you for the next one. Alright, this hand's a keep. It's not incredibly powerful, but it's got the chance to be better. I mean, we do have the 2 spell lands, but I'm kind of hoping to rip a forest so this Pack Beast can do more work for me. I guess I can play the Pack Beast now and then next turn. Just playing pure beatdown, huh? Well, Constrictor's not bad. Well... I think we play the Shelter, because next turn I can play Construct, so then we'll pass. We'll leave up the Hunger for the Blood Priest. So, eat that thing, we lose a little bit more life. Can play the Construct, which is a tough target to deal with. They can't target it. Could have made this a 6/6 at some point, but this is fine. And I need a green land still in order to kick the colony. Shepherd of Heroes I'm going to have to deal with pretty quick or it's going to take me out. Can't do anything with that. I kind of feel like I need the Zaf consumption, but I'm in a rocky spot because I'm just not hitting lands. Yeah, I think we might have to play the consumption, I guess. Two cards left in their hand. I still can't even play Colony Kicked, even with its off consumption, just because we haven't drawn the... We just haven't drawn the green mana. And we don't have an untapped land. And I'm too... I guess I play this because I'm 2 lands away from even casting it. Which is tough. I guess we do the Constrictor, and then... I can attack with Construct, then they can smash back. It's just not good for us right now. Miss it out on green is killing us. Well, plenty of black mana. So I guess we can kick Gnarled Colony now, which is probably what we're going to do. So we'll attack with that, play the Gnarled Colony. Actually, I guess we'll play the Spring Mantle Cleric. They have the removal, so we're just toast now. Just one of those situations where it was like, didn't find the green mana we needed to in the top billion cards of the deck. Just getting annihilated, not doing anything. They're just resolving everything, just destroying us. Alright, we'll see if the next one. Alright, no green mana. I really don't like this hand. Opponent is going first. This hand doesn't do anything. I don't like it. We play a Pack Beast. We don't get to play anything else. We get one removal spell. We're just hoping to rip lands plus counters to set up for this Horn Beetle. I don't like it. I want to see more colors. I want to do more. I don't want to end up like last game because that was a disaster. So we'll keep this. I think we'll ditch the Eruption. And then we rip a Mountain, of course. But the Mountain's actually still an okay draw just because it helps with the Cleric. Oh, that was a good draw. So we go Construct into Cleric. No, I guess we go Construct into Horn Beetle into Cleric, because then we get 3 +1/+1 counters. Easy block. See if they have some indestructible trick. No, they don't. So we take a little bit of trample damage, but we're okay. Deadly Alliance is a good rip. I think I'm just going to take it. I don't want to lose my construct for their 1/1. So now we do the beetle. And pass. Sure. That's fine. So now we'll start spitting out a ton of 1/1s. And I guess we can swing with this. And then pretty close to killing him, actually. Gives it flying too, huh? Not quite lethal with our Arbor Mage yet, so I think for now we'll just get in with these two. Turns out Maul the Skyclaves is pretty strong. I think I'm just gonna Deadly Alliance now. I mean, they could have had a protection spell, but the reason why I think that's better to do that right there. By the way, do I have lethal? No. I was gonna say for the Arbor Mage, no. The reason I think that's better, this gives so many abilities, it's just nuts. Is if they protect it in some way on their turn and have like a pump spell, then we actually just die. I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. So now I have to basically force them to... Well, it's not terrible for us, so... We just can't let them equip that with the Maul of the Skyclave, so... We have to do the Taunter on our Cleric to kill the Stomper. Alright, well, technically not dead. Let's see. Attack with everything. I don't want to do that because I got to get some 1/1s out of this. So I attack with these three. They do that. They go to 10. I'm left with this, plus this, and 6 of these, which would still not be lethal. I think we just get in with these 3, and then we play the skeleton. Not feeling great here, though. Yeah, I think we actually play this, too. Oh, well. Talk about fortunate. Two, 4, 9, 12. Wow. That was a close game. Really, really close. We'll see for the next one. Yeah, this is a keep. I don't really want to do the turn 2 Gloom Hunter either. So I don't think I'm going to. We'll get the Constrictor down because it's got Menace. Three color. Alright. 4 mana 2/2 is not too intimidating. So we'll just leave up Deadly Alliance and Oblivion's Hunger here. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. Still actually, we still actually get utility out of it. They forgot to attack with their Vigilant creature, which is interesting. We might just Deadly Alliance this now. Because they probably have something big in their hand, though. Alright, you know what? We'll just leave it alone. I can protect my guy, so it's probably fine. Then we'll drop this big thing. And when they die, we just draw cards, which is kind of sweet. Alright. Tapping all their blue for field research. I guess I'll take it because I've got removal and protection on my turn, and my guys have Menace, so why not? Alright, sweet. We'll see for the next one. Alright, we're going to have to mull this one. Too dangerous for my taste. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. These are probably our best cards, but it's like... I don't want to play the Gloom Hunter on turn 2. Gloom Hunter into Constrictor, I don't know. With no color fixing, I just don't like it. We'll keep this one, though. And we'll probably ditch... Well, we probably only need one of these, I guess. Might end up playing the Shelter. That's actually okay. Not a huge deal. So now we definitely play the Shelter. And then next turn we can go... Next turn we can go Surge into Hornbeetle into Gnarlid Colony Kicked. It's not bad. Deadly Alliance also not bad. Let's do the Surge here. Get a red and a black. So then next turn we have Hornbeetle. I guess, should have killed one of those Diviners with the Deadly Alliance, because we're a little bit far behind. Yeah, and they've just got more removal. Alright, so I guess we'll do this. I don't like it, but that's what we're doing. Guess we'll go. Well, I guess they were milling stuff that wouldn't have helped us in this situation, so that's okay. All right. Ended up going 4-3. Not bad, actually, but I liked our deck. I was kind of hoping it was going to do better, but I guess I should just be thankful for 4-3s when I get them. Still a lot to learn with this format, obviously, but I feel like I'm learning quite a bit, so that's a good thing. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.